Everyone hear me? Please tell me in the WeChat.
等现在2分钟吧。
I'm giving everyone we will resume our talk in the 10:45 then. If you can hear me, just talk in the WeChat says I can hear you. I can hear you. So. Yeah, the internet at my home cannot support it like a 720 resolutions, so we lower the resolution, resolve the problem. Because when we try to upload, it doesn't my net cannot stand for that. So sorry about it. Okay, seems like everybody's talking about the security clearance in the WeChat group, and we had lots of good comments. I'm just going through my flow first, and I will follow lots of questions regarding security clearance. And so first of all, what is security clearance? Security clearance be have lots of different parts if we divide into it. First of all, is the general background check. The U.S. government need to know what your background is. Are you a potential spy? Are you a potential criminal? All those kind of things. FBI basically every federal employees will run through a FBI criminal background check. That means not just for you, making sure what kind of things you have. Just a fun story, a little bit a story on the side. My uncle works for FBI. They're hiring a person. That person is a very ideal candidate. So that's why they're saying, hey, so he passed the 2 rounds of interview already. So they're saying, hey, what do you think something can be an obstacle for a position? He says, I have a couple of tickets, speeding tickets. It's very normal, understandable. They say, hey, how you everybody to have speeding tickets, so that's fine. So when they looking through the FBI background check, they figure out is that guy in the past 2 years received 43 speeding tickets, and their job requires you to drive a government car. So they decide do not give that guy an offer. So the criminal background. So they say hey, we cannot see you get a report all the time says that person is driving speeding with federal government cars on the highway. So this kind of stuff. And the second part will be a general background clearance. Depending on what kind of level of security clearance you have, who is the lowest one will be confidential or general. There's a secret, a security clearance. There's a top secret, need to know base. There's a lot of different layers of security clearance. If you're looking for something secret above, you will see a huge package. For example, when I fill my top secret clearance package to top secret is looking for your back 10 years from day to day, almost very detailed information about you. Yeah, and for each location you ever live, you need to provide a witness, either your neighbor, your coworker, your teacher, your professor, your your boss. Literally, it's a general 10 years background check. The good part is, if you finish a top secret package and you keep updating for it, this means you can for any U.S. government positions in the future. You can just they give you says you need a background check. You can just say, hey, here's my top a TC package. You can TS package. You can just read it through, pick up all the information. That's exactly what I did for my position. They're saying, so yeah, here's the security clearance package. You need at least not secret, but it's pretty high, because your investigation procedures. So I say, hey, here's my top secret package. You can take it, and he or she take a look and say, yeah, it works. I don't know you have that. So because I'm still queued today, I'm still updating my top secret package despite I never actually submitted and processed it. So, and the top secret, as the WeChat group are mentioning, is basically a U.S. government need to know from bit by bit of your situations. And if you ever get an active top secret clearance, that means your life is not your life anymore. That means you have to report for all the actions may involve in operation security, which short term is OPSEC in the military term. That means, for example, one of my friends do have top secret. he wants to go to Canada because they're visiting Buffalo, Buffalo, New York, Niagara Falls. They said, let's go to Canada and go Chinese market to buy something. He cannot pass the border because he did not report this action to foreign countries in advance. He needs at least in advance 3 weeks to report his positions. Like first of all, where he's going, which hotel they're living in, who he may meet, and all those kind of things. He needs to debrief like a certain security. If in the violation of a security positions, that means you may risk a criminal charge of espionage or in violation of like a top secret contract, those kind of stuff. So the pro of a security clearance, not like a confidential or general, is like a sort of a secret. Top secret will be high pay, good to get a job. How high? My position is if I have a secret top secret clearance, there's a headhunter was talking with me before, says I guarantee you start with 100K salaries. With 4 years, I promise you can make 200K and above. That's I'm Chinese linguist anyway, so I can do language translations, Intel, those kind of stuff. But if I do not take that top secret, I'm maintaining a general and a confidential level like I'm doing right now, I'm only making about not even 70K, something around there. So the good thing, the problem is, do I really want to trade that 130K for my freedom to go to a trip? If I'm thinking about, okay, if I want to, there's something happens to my mom in China, I want to fly back, then do I need 3 weeks notes or something? I'm just too lazy to get those kind of things. But if you are ever working for Department of State, if you are ever work for Homeland Security, if you are ever work for FBI, all those kind of stuff, yes, in many cases you have to get a top secret. That means you belong to the U.S. government, all your stuff belongs to the U.S. government, and that's the trade-off. You have to seriously think about it. But if you have obtaining a top secret security clearance, and you are going to a civilian career, that top secret itself just worth between 30K to 60K, just as you know. Then next, then the other thing is I'm just saying people already in the WeChat group mentioned about usjobs.gov. That's one of the key things, and these are main things of my today's topic. In my questions I ask, does you or your kids have a USJobs.gov account and a resume set, which is about 80% says no. That's the biggest problem. My suggestion is, if you're listening this conversation right now, and you should go to usjobs.gov and start to build your own resume. usjobs.gov is a general job website, except very few positions, for example FBI or something, they do not put those kind of jobs into it, or because due to criminal security issues. But for I think 90% of the U.S. government jobs will appear there. So U.S. jobs is will have 2 steps. First of all, U.S. jobs is a sort of if your kid ever applied for college, there's called common applications, for the USA schools. So those kind of things, it's exactly the same thing. Your resume will automatically transfer into different individual department account. If when you apply for a job, it saves you lots of time. If you don't want to fill in those kind of things one by one, and so USA jobs is very crucial. So even you are not looking for a usjobs.gov, usjobs.gov is a very good starting point for you to looking through what kind of position you're interested into it. Because I never think about it back to 4 years ago. I never think about one day I will be a federal investigator. And here I am. I'm a federal investigator for 4 years, a pretty senior one already. So in those kinds, the reason I was looking for is I was browsing online. Says, hey, how can I since I don't get the teaching jobs I want, what kind of other things is fun? And that investigator positions raised my eyebrow. Says, hey, let me try that, and hey, I got it. So sometimes the chances are very unexpectedly fell from your onto your head. You never know it. So that's why and the good part of USA job is it's always lists a very detailed like a requirement for everything. So for after a while, you will automatically know says hey like just looking through like a format essays, you know exactly what they're looking for. You know like what's the qualifications they're looking for, and you can build your careers, or if you want to get a similar jobs, you can build your direction right into those positions. It will be very useful for you. So again, if you are ever thinking about it, or your kid is ever thinking about like a federal government jobs, start from usajobs.gov. It can help you a lot. And here you go. And the US jobs looks like a Google. They're trying to make it very simple. So like a US jobs is here, and you can see it's basically says a what and a where. There's only two questions. Don't even go for advanced search when you start your like a job search. First of all, what is the keyword? Is what kind of job you know? Like for example, when I search my jobs, I'm a Chinese linguistics. So I just want to say Chinese. Do not put on like if you're looking for a job in China for like if your kid want to work for your Department of State and work in the embassies in China, then you have to put China. But the problem is there's a location in the United States called China Lake. Lots of things when you put in USA jobs China, then you have like a lot of China Lake position. I think it's in Colorado. So if you live in Colorado, you can looking for it. But if you are not, don't mistake. That's not China. It's called China Lake. And where? The only thing is if you're looking for in specific regions, you can put in like a zip code, city, state, or country. For example, if you want to work in France, you can just put in France, and you can say there is overseas jobs open. I can tell you. And before then, I did see like embassies in of the United States in China to actively hiring people who can speak Chinese before. So. And when you go into it, you have to manage your usajobs.com. Of course, you have to register, sign in, put a password, and the USA Jobs password change every 6 months if my memory is serving right, which is I always could not remember what my password is, even I post on the wall. So, and you can see there's here's a sample account. Here says like a name, like you have to build a resume. It can hold up like 5 resumes at any given time. So you can put in for different positions you are looking for, you can compose different resumes and put different values into it. It basically asks you, it's almost like a general background check. You need to list 5 references, you need your education experience, organization experience, all those kind of stuff, volunteer experience, what kind of job you participate, what's the pay scales, all those kind of stuff. And creating resumes is basically cut into 4 different parts. It will be experience, will be our employer experience, then educations, then other, then references. References is very the key. My suggestion is do not put your neighbor as your references. That's not good. Either will be your supervisors, your co-workers, but with a very good positions, and also your professors. It's basically academic life and life. If you ever put a friend as a references, it's better to have some a good reference point. For example, my 5 reference will be currently on the US job will be my current boss, my boss I work for the veteran office before, so my boss in the veteran office, my coworkers a U.S. Army sergeant still in the U.S. Army right now, my college professor, and one of my friend who had a PhD degree, and I think he's a professor right now. So by those kind of references, basically give you a credible reference that hey, this person is pretty much connected, and it's good, it's trustworthy. It's a basic concept is, and the preview and finish. And as I said, if you want to go for usajobs.gov, do not only looking for a position you want to be. That's my biggest mistake at the beginning, and I do not want anyone else to jump into the same mistake. Browsing, just looking for what kind of position interests you, or even make the keyword as big as possible. If you are a nurse, if you're a nurse, do not put I'm looking for a registered nurse in Richmond, Virginia area. Then you have a very limited situations. You just put a nurse and looking for the entire United States. Just searching for sometimes just it became a mad habit for a day of a week or every 2 weeks. I will look through USA jobs, try to see, hey, what kind of positions is open right now. This has interesting things to appear me. Last time I did see a broadcast positions that interest me a lot, but I end up gave up just because it doesn't pay much. He's paid less than my job right now, and he's in DC. Hey, I cannot live in that wages. So, but still, every time sometimes I will apply here or there for fun, lots of jobs won't even you apply won't give you an answer. I can tell you, USA jobs will give you answers as your position is accepted, these are transferred. But for lots of positions, it won't give you an answer. If you did receive a phone call, you know you are in the candidate areas. If you never receive a phone call, probably 2 months, just hey. These are very normal. I did 3 US jobs to send out 40 resumes to Defense Language Institute till today. They even did not give me a letter of rejection says, hey, sorry, we did hire you or something. I did also apply for a Department of State job for translation groups for President Obama's. Again, no questions, no answers at all. So hey, so what? I'm still having my job, so I'm just looking for something for fun. So. And also, I say, pay close attention to all the sections, to the job opportunity announcement. When you're looking through, there's U.S. jobs that have 2 categories, U.S. citizens and federal employees. They are very different. You have to remember, some positions are open only to current U.S. employees, U.S. federal government employees. So if you are not qualified. For even you have a citizenship, it's not qualified for you. And if you are not currently work for U.S. government right now, your only choice will be U.S. citizens. And also, there's hidden rules which is mentioned in WeChat groups before. Will be, hey, there's a lot of U.S. jobs that got only open for 72 hours. What the hell is going on? Is that internally appointed positions? The answer is yes, because all the positions are required, it's almost, I think it's the government regulation in the CFR right now, are required to list on USA jobs, that transparency requirement. But since they already have a candidate in mind, they often form lots of things just for the candidate. For example, documents required. All we know is there's no way you within 72 hours you gather all the a requirement to fit in a job application and submit it on time. But if somebody already know 3 months ahead that job is opening, they already get the file in. So it's an easier job to rule them out. But it's also, if you apparently just have all those kind of stuff in your hand, don't hurt, submit. Because some things internally appointed still can be changed the mind if there's a super candidate appear, and you may be the super candidate or better suited candidate. So, and sometimes it's just exercise to say, hey, I get it. I'm just trying to become a participant in these games. So if some positions just open for anything open under 5 days, it's probably just there for fun. And sometimes you will see there's a job repeating, repeatedly put on online, but nobody get hired. This is one of those kinds of fake jobs they put in USA jobs are gone. Because sometimes it's just that they do not want to hire anyone, but there's a job vacancy open they cannot hold for anyone. So they will just randomly put on, then say random say, hey, nobody's qualified, then throw in the trash. So if you see those kind of repeating jobs, do not waste your time, because there's no actual positions they want to hire, and they do not hire you for promise. Yeah, I agree. Max is here you go. Max is here. Max is one of my other friend. Or Max, you were in the Marine before, are you? And I are very early in our enlisted in the army before, and he currently work for a social security right now, I think. Yeah, he said is one of the key things. Good jobs are always filled by the people from the inside. So reference. More people get into U.S. government, the more reference we can have. especially for all the good positions. So that's why I encourage people who have the ideas, want to work in the U.S. government, jump in, and we share the information all together. But only by this way we can have more people in the U.S. government, and we can have the ball game rolling. And you can see like JS positions, like Edward also mentioned earlier. So here's a basic general understanding of like starting salaries. Here's means you are freebie, like newbies right into the positions. There's a JS5, JS7, JS9, and JS11. You can see like if you're JS7, you only paid like 40 to 42 figures. Sometimes it's 38 figures. It's not much at all. But if you work for 1 year, many positions like mine, from JS7 jump right into JS9, you're looking for almost 10 grand increase. Then 1 year later, jump into JS11, so another 10 grand, like a jump. All those kind of situations. So entry level is always low. For government, this is also the reason the government have a hard time to recruit. Just because if you're a fresh graduate from a college and you're mounting with a 80 grand debt on your back, you will have a hard time to take a 41 grand job or even 34 grand job. And right now afterward is we're talking about the hiring process. Hiring process is a pretty simple. So I think after I know like participate all the like especially our like a Department of Labor hiring process, I think the other ones are very similar with. I'm just here's the hiring process. If there's any and make some investment. Release. That means we position onto USA jobs is interested. Then second one will be application review. This means we'll fly in initial application, and among the 300, of course, there's like a not even close application. Usually those kind of like 2/3 of those applications right crash, and so from 300 you are down to 100, and especially when we are they're here like hearing writing skills. So just can you hear me? Like here your okay, it's good. And I don't want to get breakup. And the first round of interview skills, my idea will be okay. I believe if you a paragraph like a speed, so blah blah blah, 华少 style. So when in those kind of situations, the only style like a lack of art, and they're like a learn Mandarin, please. More than one like a dialogue, that's a plus. But like with other linguists, of course, my managers will professional and plus levels. Investigators, but and by the first round of interviews, say